When Charles Starkweather was found guilty and sentenced to the electric chair on May 23rd, 1958, his father said this to the press, and this is an exact fucking quote.
Kissel, I want to give you this line because this is a very good Kissel line. The Lord
giveth and the Lord taketh away. Let's go. This is amazing. The Lord giveth and the Lord taketh away. Let's all go out and get a steak.
Yeah.
That is the Lord giveth and the Lord taketh away. Let's all go out and get a steak.
I want that tattooed on me.
I need that.
Yeah.
I need that in my life. I mean, he's definitely the creator of a total sociopath.
Of course.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No. That's very much Midwest dad.
Wow.
Now, up next was the trial of Caril Fugate, who at the time had the dubious honor of being the youngest woman in American history to stand trial for first-degree murder. But don't worry, we have convicted a 13-year-old girl since then.
America wins!
Horrible.
We got her again!
That was the one thing with the awful, I mean, obviously the Slender Man stabbing, totally horrible, but the conclusion that they made to try them as adults was the crime was so vicious that no child would do it, but the fact that they believed in Slender Man proves they're children.
They're children.
And it just is what it is.
Yes.
Now, during her trial, Caril would go from being a smiling teenager blushing at compliments one second to a hard-faced, angry young woman the next, and she often spoke in a clipped, brittle voice. She also turned on Charles during the trial, personally and honestly needlessly insulting him by saying that they never went dancing. Yeah, he could use it, but I don't see what this has to do with her defense for murder. She said, we never went dancing because he was too bow-legged.
Sad.
Well, if I'm the jury, I'm like, fuck that guy, man.
Fuck
You
that
got to
fucking bow-legged nerd. Yeah, fuck
Been
him
with you on 11 murders. You can go dancing every now and again.
She also said that she held no responsibility for anything, and that she didn't even know her family was dead until after she was arrested, which, at the very least, is a statement that stretches the limits of credulity.
That's a very fair way of saying a lie, yes. I do. She lied to, like, just because you lie doesn't mean you're necessarily guilty of many murders, but it's because...
They lived a whole week together.
She's trying to get the fuck out of there. She's trying to figure out what to do. But look, this is how you dance while bow-legged, if you can see on the camera.
All right. Oh, there we go. Old crackling knees Dabrowski dancing well bow-legged. That's where the fiddle music comes in, and you can really do it. You can do some bow-legged dancing. I was out there with Taylor in San Antonio. I saw a couple of people dancing with bow legs. They can do real good. You can shuffle, you can hustle, you can scuttle. There you go.
Great for the podcast.
Fantastic.
Just perfect.
Well, it's good for
Absolutely
the podcast.
Perfect.
And it's good to hear the little steps.
You can do the steps, and again, it's good for the scuttle.
It's good for the scuttle.
Absolutely.
Well, during Caril Fugate's trial, Charles even came in and testified against her after he'd been sentenced to death, saying she was an equal partner in the spree. And by the end of it, the jury somewhat agreed. Based on Caril's damning statements to cops, her conflicting statements, and a, quote, snippy attitude during cross-examinations.
Yep, that's how you get convicted for murder.
Little double standard there.
Yeah. She was sentenced to life with parole, narrowly avoiding the electric chair. Charles, on the other hand, tried ensuring that his story lived on by writing an unreadable 200-page autobiography that he sold to Parade magazine for $1,000.
But that's the only way we know anything about him being bullied and stuff, because that's what he centered it all on. It was all on how he needed to take something back from society.
Right.
Because he also was a prolific artist. He did a lot of drawings that were crude at best.
You play the long game, man. You just have to, at some point, win. You got to get money, success.
Yes, that's how you do it. That's how nerds win, yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Well, Charles's father also cashed in on his son's notoriety, selling Charlie's signature and even locks of his hair, all while he introduced himself to every single person he met as Charles Starkweather's father, usually unprompted.
Yeah, and a little wink.
Oh my God, let's go get a steak.
I actually watched a documentary with the surviving Starkweather family, and you wonder where they get it from.
Are they proud of it?
They refuse to change their names, even though, according to them, this name's ruined every single aspect of our lives, but we continue it because we ain't gonna cotton to any of y'all telling us, the whole world telling us we're wrong. We ain't wrong. It's that feeling where they're like, and they're all like, it's a string of literal Charles Starkweather multiplicity clones.
Right.
Like in a trailer, just being like, I ain't changed the name for nothing. Yeah, and people come up to me and say, hey, Starky, who you gonna murder next? Not tell them, You better be lucky it ain't you. Yeah, I'm unemployed. And it's only just because of my name. Certainly not my attitude or actions.
In the end, though, Charles Starkweather, after 2 brief reprieves, he was sent to the electric chair on June 25th, 1959, a little over a year after his conviction. Oddly enough, though, for his last meal, he had a Coke, not a Pepsi.
What the fuck?
Dude, it's just the guy is a brand. He's not a loyalist to a brand.
Holy fucking
And
shit.
it's just such a fucking piece of insight into how
Knife
this
in the
man,
back.
unbelievable. Pepsi fueled your entire murder campaign, and
I
then
don't know,
you're
maybe
switch
it was
to
at the
Coke?
prison. Maybe he asked for Pepsi at prison, and they said, we don't have
Coke
Pepsi.
all right?
Sorry, is the Coke okay?
And you know how many times back in the day, you know what I used to say? No, it's fucking not.
I can't tell
it's
the
not.
difference. You can't tell the difference.
Yeah, you can, absolutely.
No, you cannot.
Oh, they're very
100%
different.
can. It's
Absolutely.
extremely
I
easy.
disagree.
It's extremely
Can you
easy
tell
to
the
tell the
difference
difference between Pepsi
You
and
can
Coke.
put them in front of me right now, and I can still tell the difference, and I haven't had it in 10 years.
Yeah,
I love
Pepsi
it.
puts more of a film on your teeth.
Well, I actually like Pepsi better because we're a Pepsi family because my grandfather worked for Pepsi.
I know you're a
And
Pepsi
so I
fan.
learned to you get a taste for it.
Yes.
But Crystal Pepsi is very good. The old
We
days.
used to just drink them. What is it? I think it was called Mr. Cola. It's from Walmart.
Ah,
Oh, is
Dr.
this about classism?
It is about class because you had an inside track to Pepsi and televisions because your father was a police officer and Marcus grew up in a Coca-Cola family.
No, we're a Dr. Pepper family.
Oh, you're
So fuck you both.
Oh,
holy shit.
interesting. Although I do believe Dr. Pepper is a Coca-Cola product.
It is a Coca-Cola product. Mr.
No,
Pibb is the
Dr.
Pepsi
Pepper.
version.
No, Dr. Pepper is its own thing.
Is that right?
I
Diet Dr. Pepper is my favorite soda.
We're like 3 sentences away from the end of the episode.
Yes, I
We're
know.
like really close.
Well, he got a Coca-Cola classic. Coca-Cola.
Well, after giving no last words, Charles Starkweather was electrocuted to death at 12:04 a.m. Caril Ann, meanwhile, ended up serving a little less than 20 years in prison. She was released on parole for good behavior in June of 1976 at the age of 32, saying that all she wanted to do was settle down, get married, have a couple of kids, wash the socks, and burn the toast.
I love that. I'm fine with Caril Ann being released. I can't believe Carla Homolka got released. That's the one who should have probably stayed in the fucking jail.
She's a burn the
stayed in jail
toast, though. Why is she going to burn the
forever.
toast?
It's fun. Suburban.
It's fun. Yeah.
She's a Red Sox
However,
fan?
That's stupid.
She said wash the socks.
Wash the socks.
Not wash the socks.
Okay, excuse me. Wash the socks.
Wash the socks. There we go. Now I get it.
Yeah.
I thought she was a Red Sox fan. That makes sense.
She's from Nebraska.
I don't know, buddy. She has no loyalty.
Yeah, it's true. You're right.
However, she didn't get married until 2007. And her husband tragically died in a car accident just a few years later.
Can I say?
What do you mean? No, she just...
Did somebody cut the brakes?
No.
no,
Personally, I think Caril Ann Fugate paid her debt to society.
I didn't think so
No,
as
I
well.
know. I'm not saying that she's.
yeah.
But I'm just saying to say she could kill again.
Nah,
I knew she killed. She never killed. She was never the violent one.
No,
she was never
I
the
don't think
violent
she never killed. No, she never
doubt
killed
it.
anyone.
I don't think she
No.
killed anybody.
Okay.
No, I don't think so either.
All right.
In fact, she's still alive and kicking, somewhere in Michigan. She claims, as she did during her trial, that she bore no responsibility for the murders. And in fact, she was last heard from in 2020, when she requested a pardon from the state of Nebraska. Her request, however, was denied, proving that the wounds inflicted by Charles Starkweather still run deep.
She still maintains that her innocence was finally proved when she did an episode of a show called Lie Detector.
Okay.
In 1978
Was
on
that on
television.
MTV?
It was hosted by F. Lee Bailey.
Oh yeah, and
Is
she
that
went
right?
Oh yeah, and then
Yeah.
she took a lie detector on set.
How'd she do?
She passed.
All right.
All it takes is-
there you go.
Actually, she answered 2 out of 3 questions truthfully, but they wouldn't say which 2 out of the 3.
Fantastic. Inconclusive. There we go.
But she took that as definitive. I
She may
did
have.
take a lie detector
Yes.
test.
I loved her on Pimp My Ride. I thought that was fantastic.
yeah. We
I
put a
watched-
mud in your car so you could mud while you drive.
There you go, a pro mudding car exhibit. I did read or watched a YouTube expose. They said the show is fake, and I was like, "Yeah, what do you think?"
Yeah.
It's a PlayStation 5.
His name is Exhibit.
Oh, he was very good.
But
though.
yeah, that's an
was.
exhibition.